The filter function can be used to retrieve rows from a table, and it's very similar to the subset function. To specify which rows you want to retrieve, you will typically use a logical operation or any function that generates booleans. In this logical operation, again, you define the column that you want to use by just writing its name, no quotes, no dollar signs. So what will R do here? R will first perform the logical operation that will generate booleans, trues and falses, and then the filter function will retrieve all the rows for which a true has been generated. So, in this example, he will check for every row, for every car, if it has 6 cylinders, yes or no. So all the cars with 6 cylinders will generate a true, all the other cars will generate a false, and then filter will retrieve all the rows for which a true was generated, so all the cars with 6 cylinders. You can combine multiple logical operations by simply separating them by a comma. So there's no need for an ampersand. So in the first line of code, we select cars with 6 cylinders, as I explained. When I run this code, you see that he generates a new data frame with only cars that contain 6 cylinders. Again, the result is a data frame because our input was a data frame. So when we look at the gear column here, you see that there are cars with 4 gears, with 3 gears, and with 5 gears. So in the second line of code, I'm going to retrieve all the rows, all the cars with 6 cylinders and 3 gears. So I'm combining 2 logical operations here. If I write 2 logical operations, he will automatically assume that I mean and. So both requirements must be met. So when I run this code, you see that he retrieves the cars with 6 cylinders and 3 gears. So Dplyr functions were created to be combined, which is very easy to do with the pipe operator. So in this example, you see that we first retrieve cars, rows with 6 cylinders. And then for these cars, we're going to select a number of columns. And I'm going to save the result in a new variable. So when I run this code, he generates a new data frame. When I look at that data frame, you see that he retrieved the columns that I specified here in the select statement, but only for the cars with 6 cylinders as specified in the filter statement. Often the order in which you do the functions is not important, but it depends. Sometimes it is important, so it depends on what you're doing. So in this example here, I'm first going to do the select statement and then I will do the filter statement. And you will see that it will generate exactly the same result. So in this case, I can swap the order of the functions. Now this only works because I am retrieving the cylinder column in my select statement. If I don't retrieve this column and I try to do it like this, you see that I get an error. Yeah? So in this case, if I don't retrieve the cylinder column, I have to first do the filtering and then do the selection, and this will work. So often the order doesn't matter, but it really depends on what you do. Sometimes it does.